Shannick here, and welcome back to Automation. Yes, I am back. I had to take a bit of a break from this series due to a family emergency, but I am back, and hopefully we'll get this back onto a weekly schedule. I actually have the house to myself for the next week or so, so I'll probably be binge recording the next several episodes of this so I can actually keep that weekly schedule. But anyways, since we're back, we're going to do something dumb. Back in 1995, Renault built a version of their Espace minivan, or people carrier as they call it in Europe, that was powered by a Formula 1 engine. So that is what we are going to do. We're going to build a Formula 1 powered van. They had carbon fiber in 1995. Excellent. We want to make it as light as possible. Just because this is not a modified van powered by an F1 engine. It's straight up, you know, F1 racing van is what I'm going for here. Carbon fiber monocoque, yes. Can't put mid-engine in this, which is kind of unfortunate. I'd kind of hope we could do a mid-engine layout. That would be fun. I think Formula 1 cars have push rods all around. Or modern Formula 1 cars. I don't remember about 1995. Let's see, I think back in the 90s they still had a V10 Formula 1 engine. I don't remember how big they were. Let me double check that. Okay, from some of the searching I've seen, it looks like in 95 some cars were V10s, some were V12s. We're going to stick with the V10 for this one, because I just feel like making a V10. We did a V12 with the last car, so we're going to do V10 this time. Okay. So apparently in 95 they used a 3-liter engines in Formula 1. We're going to go with 4. Okay, not 7.6. Trying to get the 500 or 600 horsepower of a Formula 1 engine out of a 3-liter engine in this game in 95 might be kind of tricky without turbos. We're just gonna go full dual overhead cam, just max out everything. No turbo, I want to try to keep it naturally aspect, get as much power as we can out of it. We want race everything ultimate fuel, race tubular dual, no cats, no mufflers, because this is 299 horsepower. We need a lot more than that. If we turn up the fuel mixture, we can turn up the compression. 14.0. How rich do I have to go to get that to stop knocking? 2 horsepower. That's well, that doesn't work. Let's try at 13.5. I actually have less power now? What? Well, I done worked it. Okay, we'll try a 13.0 compression. Okay, there we go. Gonna have to crank up the quality sliders to get the power up where we need, which, I mean, considering this is meant to be like a Formula 1 style engine, kind of makes sense, because you want the best quality for everything. I've heard the reason that the Common Turismo is so much louder than my Familia is because the exhaust quality. Turning it down apparently makes it louder. Let's actually test that. Oh. Pretty loud. Turn up. Wow, that actually does change it. But we need the exhaust quality up to get as much power out of it as we can. Power's going up. We broke 400. We're at 405 now. RPM limit. That's what we need. Crank up the RPM limit because it's actually really low. 582 horsepower now. That's looking a lot more like it. We're limited by our RPMs. How high can we take that? I mean, our power's already dropping off, so yeah, we can get up to almost 11,000. I don't think it'd be necessary to go that high because power's already dropping off. 598, 599, just short of 600. Oh, there we go, 620, 650, right there, 650 horsepower, which I think is what the horsepower rating they were running in 95. So we just successfully built a 1995 Formula 1 engine. It's slightly larger than the 3-liter capacity of the actual ones, but that's what we need to do in this game. Oh, listen to that thing scream. It's beautiful. I love it. Engine bay is very full. Well, too bad. Let's see. Let's bring the fender flares out so we can put some nice fat, racing tires on it. I guess this will have to do. Not the best looking car in the world. In fact, it's slightly terrible. I do like the overhaul paint system from the latest update. It's pretty nice. The Renault Espace F1 was yellow. That's a really vibrant yellow. I wonder how it's going to look in Beam. We'll figure that out when we get there. They don't really fit the body style. These ones are actually not too dissimilar. If we flip them like that, they're not too dissimilar from what the Espace actually had. Good enough. Actually, since that is supposed to be a turn signal, not that we really need turn signals on the race van, but I want to make it kind of look like it was actually meant to be a road vehicle that got converted to a race vehicle. Maybe these ones? Scale them up? Yeah. Those will work. That'll be fine. It's happy. It's a happy car because it's got way too much horsepower. It's probably going to be a pain in the ass to drive. Actually, yeah, that kind of fits. I mean, full on front splitter, canards, everything. We need all of the downforce. It's supposed to be an F1 inspired vehicle, so it needs 1,000,000 pounds of downforce. Yeah! Look at that big old splitter on there. It's beautiful. There, we have some little canards. Kinda don't fit quite as well as I'd hoped, but I don't know, they'll work to add some more downforce. The front bumper is still kind of empty. We need a bit more, but we definitely need a bit more opening to help cool that massive engine that's under there. Yeah, that actually looks kind of cool. I like that. It came out pretty nice. Got plenty of opening for plenty of cooling. The mirrors, we need some cool racing mirrors, because this is a racing van. That works. Using a lip as a side skirt, we can get even more downforce. I'll make that white for the reverse light. Yes, it's a very race car-y looking rear diffuser. I think right there, it won't interfere with the airflow of the diffuser if we put them up there, even though I don't think the game will really simulate that. But and we need a big old huge rear wing. This that is actually massive. A lot bigger than I thought it would be. Stick it down a little further. Yeah! See, that looks really cool. I like that. Go with the race car. Kind of race car inspired, like center. Like single center wiper blade. Ooh, carbon fiber wiper blade. That's what this thing needs. This car is called the Stultus, which according to Google Translate is Latin for idiot, so fun fact there. You know what, this is looking really good. I might go on and tweak a few things later, but I think for the most part styling is on point. We can move on to the rest of the car now. I can only do front wheel drive. Oh, it's because I accidentally made it transverse. Is that what I did wrong? Yeah, it's wanna be longitudinal. There. That fixes that issue. Now we can actually make it rear wheel drive, like it's supposed to be. Rear wheel drive, manual, 6-speed. This says estimated top speed 200 miles an hour. That's pretty good. Let's go viscous limited slip differential. We'll tune everything later. Radial semi-slicks, just some big old fat racing tires. Basic interior, no entertainment. It's a race car. Regular hydraulics are lighter. Don't keep ABS, no traction control. Safety. Let's try to keep it light and go with none. Might as well go with active sport. It's a race car. What do we got? Downforce is causing suspension to bottom out. Car has severe issues with wheel spin. Probably not a surprise, considering it's got 650 horsepower. Turn spacing down. It makes first gear longer, so it helps reduce wheel spin. Still severe issues with wheel spin. Okay, wheel spin issues are gone, but 86 mile an hour top speed in first. Severe issues with wheel spin. Drive 5. Severe issues with wheel spin, and it's doing 76 miles an hour in first gear. Nice. That might be an issue. Brake force is very high. At the same time, at high speed, we have enough grip to overcome that. I'm gonna just leave the brakes as they are. It has ABS, so the ABS will take care of the braking force. Downforce is actually pretty good. More downforce on the back might help with the wheel spin, but then again, the downforce doesn't really kick in until we're going fast enough that the wheel spin's no longer an issue. 2. Spacing of 2. Top speed in first gear of 82 miles an hour. What's this say? Test track. This estimates top speed of 191. That says 194, so we can turn that down a little. 78, 79, and the wheel spin issues are back. So let's turn that back up to 200. Now I've heard the downforce, bottoming out suspension's not an issue in Beam. So we will deal with that. I don't have a manufacturer name for this vehicle. I'm gonna have, but we're just gonna deal with that later. I want to take this for a test drive now. I probably will go back and kind of retweak like all the cars before we get to the finale kind of tournament thing that I'm gonna be doing with this. Similar to what Consider and Automotive Flux are doing with their automation series. I'll go back and add some badging for the manufacturer once I figure that out. Right now, I just want to drive this thing and see if it's any good. I'll double check, make sure it's good to go, and then we'll pick this up in Beam. Alright, we are here in Beam at the West Coast map at the racetrack, fitting for this car, and I will tell you this thing is loud. Even at idle, like I haven't driven it yet. I just spawned it in, and the sound it made while idling was pretty loud, so I shut it off. Sounds like a race car, which, I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. That's pretty loud. I can barely hear myself think. But let's see how it drives. Okay, yep. Wheel spin is definitely a thing in this car. Okay. Maybe I should have given it some traction control, just because. Oh man. It seems to understeer a bit more than I would like. And then once the power kicks in at the high end, wheel spin. So much, we broke the car already, so let's fix that. Okay, come on, stay in control. Maybe I should have turned the spacing all the way down. Oh wow, that is loud. Around 8,500, it just sounds wrong. Something doesn't quite sound right. Brakes are decent. Well, I'd hope the brakes are decent, because they're enormous. It's very difficult to use all of its power, just because it starts spinning the tires. I think when we take it for the actual time to lap, probably going to have to short shift, just because, it's going to be spinning its tires all the time. Unless I go back in the automation and put some traction control on it, which I haven't run any of the previous cars with traction control on. So I'd rather not. It does understeer. And then oversteers. It's not quite as stable as I would have liked. Let's go drive it around the city streets. Ooh. That was a violent crash for how slow we were going. It wasn't even going like particularly fast there. Doesn't like these hills so much. Okay, we are here at the Hirochi Raceway, ready to take this thing on its timed run. I have taken it back into automation and done a few minor tweaks to try to get rid of the bottoming out due to downforce issue. I've heard that doesn't really matter in Beam, but it does seem to be a little bit better to drive now. A little bit better. I mean, it's still a bit of a handful. Basically, just put it in third and then leave it there is the best thing that you can do based on the few test laps I've done so far. But let's do this. Just start in second. Once you get to third, upshift early into third, and then just leave it there. And you still got to be careful with it. Okay, a bit of understeer there. Come on, gotta brake early for this one. Otherwise, it's just gonna understeer, not make the corner. No! Stay off the grass, because this thing is fragile. And Okay. Oh, I held on to it. I'm not sure how, but I did. I did not hold on to it that time. See? Still gotta be careful. Even leaving it in third, like... Okay, we're doing okay now. Ease into the throttle. Ease into it. I mean, this thing has potential to shatter the first place on the leaderboard if I can keep this thing in check, which is very difficult. Brake at the sign. Easy. I'm being very cautious with this thing right now because it just does not want to behave. Final corner. Floor it. And we have shattered the leaderboard. I think the, what was it? The Alonso did a 144, and we just did a 125. Yeah. The Alonso did a 143.3, and we just did a 125.9. This thing has shattered the leaderboard. Even faster than the All-Road Sport, which was actually the fastest car done so far, but it doesn't count because I didn't build that one on camera. So yeah, we got a new leaderboard. We got a new leader in the leaderboard, and it's a van. Man, it's a handful to drive, but nearly 20 seconds faster than anything else we've done on this series so far. Oh man. Next week is going to be an interesting one because it's actually a car that I recorded the build and the before I did the Alonso or the Karen, but I held off on doing that one because I wanted to do something kind of crazy and fun for the intro, and I never really got around to figuring out how I wanted to do that, so it's probably going to be a lot more simplified than what I originally had in mind. And then after that, back to new stuff. Probably build a proper hypercar, I think. A proper like modern hypercar, maybe, after next week's, which means next week is not a hypercar. But yeah, I guess until then, goodbye.